The worst school shooting in US history. Now before the video starts, bro, it's kind of crazy how there's actually school shooters, bro. Like people really go into school and really want to go ahead and shoot kids, but like generally think about that. That's generally messed up, bro. Like how in the right mind, in your heart, you want to go to school, get a Glock or an AR or whatever, and you want to go ahead and shoot kids? How is that even possible? How do you even think like that, bro? That's generally messed up. Like bro, like imagine sending your kid to school one day and then next thing you know, you get a call saying that your kid was shot. Like how would you feel? Like that's kind of messed up, bro. I don't know why people would like just go to school just to shoot people, bro. That's kind of messed up. I ain't gonna lie. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notification. We're so close to 5,000 subs, bro. By the end of the year, I want to hit 10K so we can make it there. But the only thing y'all gotta do, bro, is just like and sub, bro. Like we just need your support, bro. That's it. Simple. Without further ado, let's get straight to the video.
On the morning of April 16th, 2007, at Virginia Polytechnic.
I ain't gonna lie, thank God I was not born. 2007, boy, I was born the next year, 2008. I was 1 year old. No, I was not 1 year old, but I was 1 year late behind. Thank God I wasn't born.
Institute and State University in Blacksburg. 23-year-old Sung Hoi Cho, a senior at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, bro. Did you hear this guy name? Sung Hoi Choi. Yeah, bro. Nah, he sounded like he would shoot people, bro.
Onto the 4th floor of the West Ambler Johnston Hall, a student dormitory. He raised his handgun and shot 2 students inside the building at close range.
For what?
Victims died at the scene. After the shooting, Cho left the dormitory and disappeared from the area. After the attack, the investigators later identified a pair of shoes and jeans in the dorm room of a student named Sung Hoi Cho, who had purchased 2 handguns and large amounts of ammunition weeks earlier.
So you're telling me you left evidence? You went ahead and go shoot people and you left evidence? Bro, you gotta be so dumb.
Within the next 2.5 hours, Cho returned to his room to rearm himself. He mailed a package to NBC News that contained pictures, digital video footage, and documents explaining his motives. At about 9:40 a.m., Cho returned to campus and walked.
Wait, so you're telling me he sent pictures and items to CBS, whatever the news is, and then they didn't do nothing about it? Like they didn't open the package to see what it was inside. They didn't do nothing about it.
Into Norris Hall, an engineering building. He chained the main entrances from the inside, blocking escape routes. He then moved through classrooms and fired repeatedly at students and professors.
Okay, so he blocked doors and stuff. So you're telling me security guard didn't see him blocking like doors or anything like that? Like there's like no cameras at the school just to see that, bro? That's kind of messed up.
Students called emergency services and tried to escape. Police rushed to the scene but had to force their way through the chained doors. As police closed in, the gunman entered a classroom and ended his own life by gun.
Yup, of course. He shot everybody. He shot how many people he could, and then he want to go ahead and end himself? Yeah, bro, you got it, bro. Nah, you genuinely got it.
The 2 assaults left 32 people dead and dozens of others injured.
32.
In the investigation, the police found a note in Cho's room in which he criticized rich kids, and he was obsessed with a female student named Emily Jane Hilscher.
So you telling me you hate people because they was too rich? Like you hate rich people and you had a crush on a girl? She probably didn't like you. That's why you probably killed all those people. She probably rejected you, bro.
Came enraged after she rejected his romantic overtures.
Of course.
Sandy Hook Elementary School. Around 9 a.m. on December 14th, 2012, Adam Lanza, who...
Okay, bro. All right, bro. Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. Look at him. This guy looked like a school shooter, bro. Imagine looking to this guy's eyes and he's looking deep into your soul, bro. He looked like he will kill you, bro. Genuinely, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm running far as possible I can from this guy, bro.
Who had a mental health problem, shot and killed his mother, 20-year-old Nancy Lanza. Then he drove to Sandy Hook Elementary School in his mother's car. He was wearing black clothing, yellow earplugs, sunglasses, a black hat, and a green utility vest. Lanza carried a semi-automatic rifle and handguns.
Yo, bro, where is the security guards for the school, bro? There's no way he just casually walked in with those type of guns, bro. Like, where's security guard for these?
He walked toward the front entrance and began firing, shattering glass and forcing his way inside the school. School principal Don Hochsprung and school psychologist Mary Scherthlach, initially unaware that the sounds were gunfire, stepped into the hallway to investigate. They encountered Lanza and were fatally shot.
All they was just doing it was checking what was that sound, and he just shot them? Nah, I feel bad for them, bro. Like, bro, these people have children, bro. Like, these people have sons and daughters. Why would you shoot people for it, bro? Like, what do you gain out of this? Like, do you feel good of doing this?
While teacher Natalie Hammond was seriously wounded but survived. Lanza briefly entered the main office area before proceeding toward first grade classrooms. In classroom 8, he killed substitute teacher Lauren Rousseau, and 15 students.
Bro, why would you kill the substitute people, bro? Why would you kill the substitute teacher? What she or he did to you, bro? And I know he or she was happy to go to work that day to get paid. Like, come on, bro. Why would you shoot that people, bro? Why?
Other students hid in the bathroom and called the police. He then entered classroom 10, where teacher Victoria Soto attempted to protect her students.
Okay.
But Lanza opened fire, killing Soto.
Damn. W teacher, because I ain't gonna lie. She wanted to protect her kids, and she did exactly what she did. I ain't gonna lie.
Teacher Murphy and 5 students. Several children managed to escape during pauses in the shooting. After the shooting, Lanza returned to room number 10, where he ended his life with a handgun.
Yes, and of course, like, why do you go to schools to shoot kids to end your own life? What's the point? No, genuinely, what's the point?
In total, 20 students and 6 school staff members were killed. The police arrived shortly afterward, but it was too late. The shooting had already ended. After the investigations, the police still couldn't find any clues or motives for the perpetrator. Columbine High School. On April 20th, 1999, at around 11:20 a.m., Harrison Klebold arrived at school armed with firearms and homemade explosives.
What?
Pipe bombs, aerosol canisters, and 2 propane bombs.
How in the world do you even get access to these, bro? What? A pipe bomb, explosives, bombs, all type of bombs? How do you even have access to these, bro? Yo, this is kind of crazy, bro. You need help.
2 large propane bombs in the school cafeteria, timed to detonate during the busiest lunch period. However, both bombs failed to explode.
Thank God.
When the plan failed at 11:19 a.m., they began firing outside the school, killing 2 students and wounding several others.
Okay, so the pipe bomb failed, right? God gave you another chance to think of your action, and you decide to go ahead and shoot people. Bro, come on, gang. Come on, bro. You deserve to go to jail.
They entered the building, moving toward the hallways and classrooms while firing randomly and throwing smaller explosive devices. Teacher Dave Sanders began warning students and directing evacuations before being shot and seriously wounded in a hallway.
Damn.
The police quickly moved to the scene, and Harris and Klebold exchanged fire with responding Sheriff Deputy Neil Gardner outside the school. Neither side was hit. They then entered the building through the west entrance, moving through hallways while firing sporadically and throwing pipe bombs. At 11:29 a.m., they entered the school library. Over approximately 7 minutes, Harris and Klebold killed 10 students and wounded 12 others at close range.
Damn, so you telling me this guy hurt 22 people, bro? Come on, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro?
The shooters moved between rows of tables and fired beneath desks after leaving the library at 11:36 a.m. They set a small fire. At approximately 12:02 p.m., Harris and Klebold returned to the library, now largely empty except for 2 critically injured students. After a brief exchange of gunfire with police outside at 12:08 p.m., both attackers ended their own lives.
I really don't understand school shootings for this, bro. Like, why would you go and shoot kids and just end your life? Like, I don't understand why they do that. Like, I'm so lost. Like, why would you do that?
The attack resulted in 13 deaths, 12 students and 1 teacher, and more than 20 people were injured. The motives of Harris and Klebold had not yet been revealed by the police. It also led to what became known as the Columbine effect, as later attackers imitated aspects of this massacre. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. On the afternoon of February 14, 2018, a student appeared at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
So this happened in Florida? Thank God I did not go to that school. Thank God. Matter of fact, thank God I wasn't even born yet. No, if I was born, I was in elementary. Thank God I was nowhere near these people.
Armed with a semi-automatic rifle and multiple magazines. At approximately 2:21 p.m., he quickly assembled his weapon at the base of a stairwell and told student Christopher McKenna, who accidentally walked by, "You better get out of here."
And the kid told my son, "You better get out of here." Oh yeah, best believe I'm getting out of here. Cause what do you mean you better get out of here? Oh no, I'm leaving.
As he entered the first floor hallway, he fatally shot 3 students. The attacker then fired through the windows of 4 closed classroom doors on the other side of the hallway, killing 6 more students and wounding 13 others on the first floor of the building. As fire alarms sounded, students panicked and evacuated into hallways rather than sheltering in place. After moving through all 3 floors of the building and expending large amounts of ammunition, the gunman stopped shooting, abandoned his weapon, and escaped the scene by blending in with the fleeing students.
What? So you telling me he blended with other kids, bro? That's kind of crazy, bro. He touching skin to skin with another kid, and that kid probably like, "Yo, where's the school shooter at?" And he don't even know the whole time he's right next to him.
The attack resulted in 17 people being killed, and 18 more were wounded. At about 3:41 p.m., police arrested the suspect without resistance 2 miles from the school. The gunman was Nicholas Cruz, a 19-year-old former student who had been expelled for disciplinary reasons. Investigators revealed that Cruz had a documented history of behavioral problems, violent threats, and contact with law enforcement. In 2022, Cruz was charged with 17 counts of first-degree murder. As a result, Cruz was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
That's good. Right now, I'm pretty sure he's in jail right now. That is good for you, bro.
University of Texas Tower. On the 1st of August, 1966, one of the earliest and most shocking mass shootings in American history unfolded at the University of Texas at Austin. At midnight, 25-year-old Charles Whitman drove to his mother's apartment and fatally stabbed her while she slept.
So your mom was sleeping and you decided to go ahead and stab her while she was asleep? Yeah, nah, bro, you got it, bro. I don't know why people do stuff like this, bro. Like, yo, you're such an idiot, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like,
around 3 a.m., Whitman returned home and stabbed his wife to death in a similar manner.
So you killed your wife. That's the person you love. You married. You went on your knees for. You want to go ahead and kill your wife? No, you're delusional.
Again, leaving a note describing affection, confusion, and violent thoughts. Later that morning, he withdrew money, purchased multiple firearms and hundreds of rounds of ammunition from several stores, and modified a shotgun by sawing off its barrel.
What?
He packed his weapons, supplies, and food into a large footlocker. Disguised in work clothes to appear as a maintenance worker, he drove to the University of Texas campus shortly before noon. At approximately 11:30 a.m., Whitman entered the university's main building, incapacitated a receptionist, and erected a makeshift barricade. He then killed some at close range before moving on to the observation deck. At 11:48 a.m., Whitman began firing from the tower, 231 feet above the ground. For the next 96 minutes, he shot at people across.
So you're telling me this guy had high ground? This man was really playing Call of Duty, bro. This man had high ground. He was shooting people with a sniper. Yo, nah. This guy was really playing Call of Duty.
And surrounding streets, killing students, staff, and civilians at distances of up to several hundred yards. Many initially mistook the gunfire for construction noise, delaying the realization of an active attack. Officers and armed civilians returned fire from the ground, forcing Whitman to stay low. Eventually, multiple officers ascended the tower. At approximately 1:24 p.m., 2 Austin police officers confronted Whitman on the observation deck and fatally shot him at close range.
That's good. That's good. You deserve it. That is very good. You deserve it. Because why would you shoot people, bro? Like, what do you gain out of this, bro? You don't gain no cookie. You don't gain $1 million. You don't gain nothing.
By the time the shooting had ended, Whitman had killed 14 people and wounded more than 30 others.
You got it.
After the investigation, the main motive of the perpetrator was believed to be his psychological issues following his parents' divorce.
What?
This was considered one of the most horrific shooting incidents in U.S. history. Umpqua Community College. On the morning of October 1st, 2015, in Roseburg, Oregon, 26-year-old perpetrator Christopher Harper Mercer arrived at the Umpqua Community College campus, armed with 6 handguns and a significant amount of ammunition.
How in the world are you able to hold 6 handguns? Like how? When one ran out, you decided to pull out the other one and start shooting again? Nah, but you got it.
At approximately 10:38 a.m., the gunman entered a writing class in Snyder Hall and fired a warning shot. Before he opened fire on the other students, he deliberately spared one student's life so that the student could deliver a package from him to the...
I ain't gonna lie, if I was that student, I would have ran so fast, bro. You would not find me, bro.
Harper Mercer first shot the English professor at point-blank range. He ordered students to stand up and asked, "Are you Christian?" If a victim replied yes, he reportedly stated, "Good, because you're a Christian, you're going to see God in just about a second."
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel bad for that guy, bro. If he asked me if I was Christian, instantly I would have said no. But deep down, knowing me, I love God. Hey, God, got it. Hey, God, please don't shut me down.
At 10:44, police arrived at the hallway of Snyder Hall. Harper Mercer fired several shots at the officers. They fired 3 shots in return, hitting him once in the right side. Harper Mercer retreated and fatally ended his own life inside the classroom. The attack left 9 people dead and 9 others wounded.
Bro, no, school shooters are gotta be the dumbest people I ever like heard or just like witnessed, bro. Like, why would you like? Alright, YouTube, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy that video, make sure I like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notification. I will catch you guys in the next one. Yeah.